This tale is known as Beauty and the Beast. Long ago, in a prosperous town surrounded by green hills and winding roads, there lived a wealthy merchant with his 3 daughters. His house was large and comfortable, filled with fine furniture, shining silver, and shelves of books. People in the town respected him, for he was known to be honest, generous, and hardworking. The merchant's 2 eldest daughters were proud and vain. They loved rich dresses, sparkling jewels, and the admiration of others. They spent hours gazing at themselves in mirrors and dreamed only of marrying noblemen so they could live lives of luxury. The youngest daughter, however, was very different. Her name was Beauty, not because of her appearance alone, though she was indeed lovely, but because of her gentle heart. She loved to read, help others, and care for her father. She was kind to everyone, from neighbors to servants, and she asked for nothing in return. One terrible day the merchant received devastating news. His ships, which carried his fortune across the seas, had been lost in a violent storm. In a single moment he was ruined. The family lost their riches, their fine home, and their place in society. With no other choice, the merchant moved his daughters to a small house in the countryside. There they lived simply. The 2 elder sisters complained constantly about their new life, refusing to work and mourning their lost luxury. Beauty, however, rose early each morning, cleaned the house, cooked meals, and worked in the fields beside her father without complaint. Though life was harder, she remained cheerful and grateful. Many wealthy men still sought Beauty's hand in marriage, charmed by her kindness and beauty, but she politely refused them all, saying she could not leave her father alone in his old age. One day the merchant learned that one of his ships might not be lost after all. Hopeful, he decided to travel to the city to see if any of his fortune could be recovered. Before he left, he asked his daughters what gifts they wished him to bring back. The 2 elder sisters requested expensive gowns, jewels, and ornaments. Beauty thought carefully and said softly, "Father, I ask only for a single rose, for they no longer grow in our garden." The merchant promised and set off. Sadly, his journey brought him no fortune. Discouraged and weary, he began his long journey home. One night he lost his way in a dark forest as a terrible storm raged around him. Thunder roared, rain soaked his clothes, and the cold wind cut through him. Just as he feared he might perish, he saw a distant light. Following it, he came upon a magnificent castle, glowing warmly in the darkness. The gates stood open, and inside he found shelter, food laid out on a table, and a fire burning bright. Though no servants appeared, everything seemed prepared for him. Grateful, the merchant ate and slept there that night. The next morning, as he left the castle, he noticed a garden filled with blooming roses. Remembering Beauty's request, he plucked a single rose. At once a terrible roar shook the air. From the shadows emerged a fearsome creature, the beast. It was enormous, covered in fur with sharp claws, glowing eyes, and a deep, thunderous voice. "How dare you steal from my garden?" The beast roared. "I spared your life and gave you shelter, and this is how you repay me?" The merchant fell to his knees in terror and begged forgiveness, explaining that the rose was for his youngest daughter. The beast's expression softened slightly, but his voice remained stern. "I will spare your life on one condition," he said. "You must send one of your daughters to live here in your place. She must come willingly. If no one comes, you will return and die." The beast allowed the merchant to leave. giving him a chest of gold and magical gifts. But the merchant returned home in despair. When Beauty heard her father's story, she did not hesitate. "This is my fault," she said calmly. "I asked for the rose." "I will go," her sisters cried, but not out of love. They were secretly jealous, hoping Beauty would suffer. Despite her father's protests, Beauty traveled to the Beast's castle. The Beast received her solemnly, but not cruelly. "You came of your own free will?" he asked. "Yes," Beauty replied. "Then you shall be treated as a guest, not a prisoner," said the Beast. Beauty was given a magnificent room, fine clothes, books, music, and every comfort imaginable. Each evening the Beast joined her for dinner. Though his appearance frightened her at first, he always spoke gently and tried to please her. Every night the Beast asked the same question: "Beauty, will you marry me?" And every night Beauty answered honestly, "No, Beast." Though saddened, the Beast never grew angry. He would sigh deeply and bid her good night. As weeks passed, Beauty began to see beyond the Beast's terrible form. She noticed his kindness, his loneliness, and his sadness. She realized he had never known love. One night Beauty dreamed her father was ill and calling for her. Distressed, she begged the Beast to let her return home. "You may go," he said sadly, "but you must promise to return in 7 days." He gave her a magic mirror to see him, and a ring that could bring her back instantly. At home, Beauty found her father healthy, but her sisters were furious that she had returned wealthy and happy. They tricked her into staying longer, hoping the Beast would grow angry and kill her. On the 10th night, Beauty dreamed of the Beast lying in the garden, weak and dying. Terrified, she used the ring and returned to the castle at once. She found the Beast collapsed near the rose bush, barely alive. "Oh, Beast," she cried, "please don't die. I love you." At those words the sky flashed with light. Thunder cracked, and magic filled the air. The Beast rose, and before Beauty stood not a monster, but a handsome prince. The curse was broken. The prince explained that he had once been cruel and selfish, and an enchantress had punished him, turning him into a beast until he learned to love and be loved in return. Beauty's love had saved him. Beauty and the prince returned to her family, forgave her sisters, and were married in a grand celebration. The castle was filled with music, laughter, and joy. And Beauty, who had always seen with her heart, lived happily ever after, having proven that true beauty lies not in appearance, but in kindness, love, and compassion.
In a realm where magic whispers and shadows dance, the wind carries tales of ancient heroes and forgotten queens. A castle stands on a hill, its towers are reaching for the stars, and the air is thick with enchantment as the sun sets, casting a golden glares. Ancient stones tell stories of times long gone by. Whispers echo through the halls where the old ones lie. In the twilight, the past and present intertwine, and the heart beats in rhythm with the world as it aligns. Oh, in this hour where magic whispers, just like shadows, let your heart disperse. Like the old Let shadows, let your heart whispers. Let the wind tell you situation dreams where the past and present intertwine.